Hi, what I have here is Bratwurst corn dog muffins. Bratwurst inside a cornmeal muffin. And look at that. Absolutely delicious. Fun to eat. These things are great for breakfast with barbecues. Have these on the side when you've got a barbecue going. At a party, fantastic little treats to eat. So, quite easy to make. Just make them in a muffin tin. Let's go to the kitchen and make them right now. Okay, we have here everything we need for making Bratwurst corn dog muffins. We have 3 bratwurst. Beautiful. We have 2/3 of a cup of cornmeal, and this is kind of a coarse ground, but any cornmeal will do. 1/2 cup of flour, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now you may notice I like to use cane sugar. White sugar is fine. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of yogurt, 2 eggs, and 1/4 cup of freshly melted butter. Just gonna let that cool down a little bit so it doesn't cook the eggs when we mix into the batter. So first thing, let's get the bratwurst ready. I like to just kind of snip off these little ends here, just so I can get square ends on everything. I save those, fry those up in the morning with eggs for breakfast. Delicious. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're just going to take the bratwurst and cut them into 4 pieces each. So we end up with 12 pieces. So just about like that. And about like that. And that's our bratwurst ready to go. So let's put them aside for just a minute. Now, we're going to mix the dry ingredients. So I'm going to put the cornmeal, the flour, sugar, salt, and baking soda. All go into one bowl. Just use a whisk to just kind of combine all those ingredients together. Okay, looking good. Next, the wet ingredients go into another bowl. So, I have the 2 eggs here. Let's put them in first because we want to whisk them up a bit. 1. 2 eggs. Oh, and beautiful eggs they are. Nice, deep, yellow yolks. These are free-range eggs. I like to get them the healthiest, tastiest eggs. Any eggs will do for this. All right, so we beat that up a bit. We're going to toss in the yogurt. Just make sure we get all that yogurt in there. Going to mix that in. Mix in the butter. Like I say, you want to make sure that butter cool down a bit, not straight off the stove, otherwise you're going to partially cook your eggs before they even get into the oven. All right, now we're going to mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. So for this, I like to use my rubber spatula. Just make sure I get everything out of there. Okay. Off to one side. All right, and now just gently mix to combine. You don't want to be beating this, you're just gently mixing it together. It gives you a nicer, fluffier muffin. Oh, sounds like our oven's ready. Perfect. All right. Okay, now I have prepared here 2 6-muffin tins. And all we're going to do is we're going to divide this batter up amongst these muffin tins. So for this, I like to use a smaller spoon. It just gives me more control over where it goes. What we want is we want basically to fill each of these cups half full. Yeah, just about perfect. One big spoonful basically does it. All right, Now that we divide it up amongst the muffin tins, in go the bratwurst. We just plunk them down in the center of each of these muffins. Like that. Let's go to the end sticking up. What's going to happen is, in the oven, these muffins are going to rise up around the bratwurst. And you're just going to kind of see the ends, little top of the bratwurst sticking out of your muffins. And when you take a bite into a muffin, absolutely delicious. All right, those are ready to go in the oven. So we have the oven is preheating right now to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. These are going to bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden on top. It's risen up around the sausage and it's nice and golden and brown. Perfect. All right, these have been in the oven for just a touch over 20 minutes, about 21 minutes or so. They're perfect. They've pulled away from the sides. A little hot to pull out right now, but you can see, you can just spin that around in there. Nicely browned on top. Absolutely beautiful. These are going to be delicious. Look at how the bratwurst gets a little browned on top too. Mwah. Enjoy. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe on our website. You'll also find a real easy to follow along recipe infographic, which visually shows you steps in making these bratwurst corn dog muffins. So go print out the recipe, have fun making and eating these delicious muffins, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.